Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you about what changed in my life since I became an atheist. Let's get into the video. I became an atheist a year ago and everything changed in my life, but for you to understand what exactly changed in my life, I need to give you a background about my past, okay? About what happened to me when I was Christian. When I was younger, okay, I became Christian at the age of 7. Okay, all by myself. No one forced me. I decided to go to church because I found it was nice, and I never left it until last year. And when I was at school, when I was a child and I was at school, I suffered because of bullying. And I was always being bullied by other kids. They were attacking me and insulting me. And every time that happened, okay, so every time that kid insulted me or attacked me for some reason, I went to pray. Because I didn't know what to do. I didn't have anyone to talk to. So I was always asking God to protect me. Because that was people taught me that I should pray if I were suffering. The thing is, when I was at the age of 10, I learned that God was pleased because I was suffering. Yeah. There's a verse on the Bible that says that God is glad that we are suffering because of Him. Well, when I learned that, I thought that it was okay for me to suffer. That it was okay for me to be bullied, to be attacked, because I was serving God and God was happy. So if God is happy, I'm happy as well. Well, what I wasn't aware of was that every time that people bullied me, I wasn't forgetting it. All those traumatic experiences were being hidden on my unconsciousness. And when I became atheist, when I lost my faith, when I realized that there was no God, my unconsciousness started bringing me back everything that happened to me when I was a child. So all traumatic experiences came back to my consciousness, and then that was when I couldn't live anymore. I remember that I started feeling extremely anxious, okay? I couldn't control my body, I couldn't control my mind, I couldn't control my actions. I was always thinking about death. I was always thinking about suicide and things that were very, very awful. I remember that I couldn't focus on anything. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything that I liked to do, because every time my mind was telling me that I was going to die, that I was going to die, that I was going to die. And that was the worst moment of my life. It lasted for 3 months, and I honestly don't know how I survived it. I don't know. So I couldn't make plans, okay, for days later. For example, I couldn't tell people that I would do something after 3 days or 4 days, because for me, I would be dead. I couldn't see my life in the future, okay, in the further future. I just could see my life in maybe 1 day or a few hours. But for me, every day was challenging, because I had to survive, and surviving was difficult when my mind was always telling me, like, you have to die, you have to die. Your life is a lie. There's no reason for you to be alive. Because God was my reason to be alive. So I live it for God. I love it, God. I love it going to church and praying and singing and doing a lot of things. And when I lost my faith, I was like, okay, I lost my life, so I can die now, because why should I continue living? There's no reason for me to stay here. And I had to find a new reason to live for in order to survive. And I found it when I was having those moments, okay, when it started happening to me, there was something that could help me, and it was writing. Yeah, I was writing about my pain and my anxiety and my depression, and every time it happened, every time I wrote about what I was feeling, I could feel better because I could see that it wasn't so big. It wasn't so overwhelming as I thought. And of course, that I had to share these writings with someone or somewhere. And they are all on my page, I Am an Atheist. So if you want to know what I felt, what I was thinking about when I first became atheist, and then I had those awful moments, then you can go to my page and read what I wrote. Okay, everything is there available. Uh, and the reason that I found to live for came to me one day when I was writing to my page. Many people started messaging me when I was writing. They were saying that they could relate to what I had to say, and at that moment I realized that I had found a reason to live for. I wanted to live for other people, to help other people, because whenever I helped other people, I felt happy as well. And I concluded that I may not have a reason to live for, but if I help other people find the reason to live for, then I am satisfied, then I am okay, I'm happy. So my new reason to live for was that I would help other people find the reason to live for. So I would continue writing and speaking out, about things that people usually are afraid, and that's what I do. I talk about my pain and my anxiety and my depression and things that happen to me, knowing that it happens to other people as well, but they can't say it. So I speak for them. One day a girl came and said to me that I put words on emotions, and I can say things that people feel but they can't say. And I feel very happy with that. The best part of all that was the best and worst part at the same time was that I found out that everything I believed in was a lie. So I thought that I knew my origins, that I knew how the world started, and because I believed that God made everything, that God was in control of everything. But then, when I found myself faithless and godless, I stopped it and I thought, well, I need to deconstruct myself and rebuild myself again. So I thought, well, this is going to be a new journey of my life, because who am I and why am I here? Where did I come from? So all of those questions came to me, and I realized that I didn't know anything about myself, that I had to learn from this trash, from zero. So I started this new reconstruction process. And I've been there yet, I still have a lot to learn about myself. But now I know that I have to learn. It's different because before I thought that I didn't have to worry about that. God made everything, so yeah, I shouldn't bother myself about it. But now I know that it wasn't God. At least I don't believe it was. And now I feel that it's my responsibility to understand about the world I live in, about myself, and everything. And to be honest with you, this has been an interesting process. I have learned a lot of things so far, and I feel that I'm always curious about everything. So now, if I don't understand something, I go and I search about it. I don't take it for granted like when I was Christian. Okay, God made it. Oh, God's plans. No, I go and I think, well, what is it? And why does that happen this way? I need to know. When I was a Christian, I had faith. I believe it. But now I need to know. It's different. I can even explain how different my life is right now from when I was Christian. Well, if you are religious, or if you have been religious in some part of your life, in Christianity we learn that God will destroy the world. Basically, we have an afterlife, so we don't have to worry about this life. We don't have to, care too much, because God's providing everything for us, because God is going to take us to a new place, a better place. So I was careless when I was Christian. I didn't worry because I knew there was someone else taking care of everything for me. But when I became atheist, I stopped and I thought, oh my god, this is the only planet that I have to live in. This is the only life that I have, so I need to enjoy it and I need to take care of my planet. And now I feel that I'm very aware of my environment, of nature, and everything. What I'm trying to say is, I need to take care of my planet. I didn't do that before because for me, this planet was temporary and I would leave it, after my death, that I would go to a better place. But now I know that it won't happen. At least I don't believe it's going to happen. So now I know that I have to take care of my planet, that I have to take care of animals, that I have to take care of my life and my family. So now I try to do things to make the planet a better place. Things that I didn't do before when I was a Christian, because I didn't have to bother about myself about it. I didn't have to bother myself. Yeah, my life is better. Many people ask me why I don't believe in God, why I made this change, why it happened out of a sudden, because for others it was out of a sudden. But for me, it took 1 year. And I know what I have been through to lose my faith. And that was my decision. Okay, in the previous video, I said it wasn't a decision, it was a consequence. And yeah, it was a consequence because I just couldn't continue believing after thinking too much. When you use your reason, that's what happens to you. You can't use faith anymore. At least I couldn't. I couldn't conciliate both, faith and reason. I had to choose one of them, and I chose the reason. And I'm very proud of myself. I am the only one who knows how strong I have been so far to deal with all of this. Most people who knew me when I was a Christian and now they see me in this new version, my new version, right? They say like, oh my god, you changed it so much, And for them, it was just out of nowhere. They didn't notice that I was changing. But, I know how much I change it and I know every part of my process. So they say, oh my god, but yesterday you were preaching about Jesus and now you were saying that he wasn't God, that he, wasn't divine. And I was like, yeah, changes happen, It wasn't my choice, it was a consequence. It happened to me and I like the life I have now. I don't want to go back in the past and change anything. And no, I don't regret being an atheist, okay? I don't regret at all. I also don't regret, spending 10 years as a Christian, because even through that I've been, that I had been in a lot of shit, I think that's who I am. I'm just this person that you were watching now because once I was a Christian, once I spent 10 years serving God in Christianity, and I just can't erase 10 years of my life just because I wasn't atheist, just because I don't like how it was. It's my life, it's my story, and I accept that. So, thanks for watching. I have so many things to share with you, so many thoughts that I believe that they will be interesting for you. And of course that if you are interested in understanding how it was for me to live as an atheist, okay, with more details, you can go to my page, I am Anami, okay, on the description here on the page, it's going to be writing somewhere, and then you can read everything I wrote. It's very important for me. And if you want to give me a feedback, like, oh my god, I can relate to you, oh my god, if you want to make any questions, you can contact me on Instagram. I'm always there, okay, on I am Anami. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Before I leave, let me tell you something. If you feel you're not mentally well, if you have some disorder or anxiety or depression, please seek professional help, okay? Don't be careless about your mental health. Mental health is important, okay? I've spent 10 years of my life being careless. And now I feel the consequences, and I don't want you to feel the same consequences. You can be atheist, you can be religious. If you believe in God and you pray, and praying is helping you, okay, continue praying, but also seek professional help, okay, psychologist and other areas, but please seek help. If you can't afford professional help, I understand that, because I've been that too. I couldn't afford when I first found myself with mental disorders. But try to do something for yourself, okay? Search for some help online. Try to talk to people around you to help you. Try to read about those disorders online, but do something. Don't be careless, okay? If you don't do anything, you will face the consequences after a while. And I can tell you, it's not beautiful.